This land about an hour east of Atlanta, Georgia, has supported the Duvall family for 3 generations. Vincent Zippy Duvall is president of the American Farm Bureau Federation, but first and foremost, he's a farmer.
It never fails. Every time I bring somebody down here with a camera, the ugliest one in the herd is going to come through the gate first.
Yeah, he may not be proud of the looks of at least one of his cows, but Duvall says it's here that he feels most at home.
I just love cows in general. I like fooling with them. Working cows is my favorite thing to do. I did realize when I got out of dairy business, so you had to have real catch pens. Because beef cattle are different than milk cows. You can handle them in one stretch of wire and a board, but not a beef cattle.
Duvall made the transition from dairy cows to beef cattle in 2005 and is working to pass this farm to his son, along with the barn his grandfather built in 1939 and the values Duvall learned from his father.
When I was about 8 years old, he went back in the dairy business, and he claimed he did it to keep his sons out of trouble. So he gave us plenty to do, and he says, you're going to be so tired you'll go to bed at night instead of staying out all night. So that's where I grew up. While I was in college, he had a heart attack and said either if I wanted dairy, I had to come home and do it, or he was going to sell them. So I decided to come home.
At the time, this farm was only 100 acres, and Duvall had a lot to learn from his ailing father.
I had him 8 more years after he had his heart attack, and he couldn't physically work, but he rode with me a lot, talked to me a lot.
Yeah, I love cattle.
Through almost all of his time on the farm, Duvall was not alone. His wife, Bonnie, was by his side, as close to him as this land.
There was an old cemetery on my place. It was all grown up and everything. The last couple of years, she was so sick. I spent a little bit of time, I was away from her on the farm. I spent over here cleaning the cemetery up. So when she passed, I buried her here on the farm. And this is where she's laid to rest.
Bonnie died of cancer in January of 2020. The cross serves as more than a marker, but a symbol of the faith in God they shared.
Yes. Bonnie's been gone 2 years now, and God's blessed me and brought another special woman into my life, and we were married about 3 weeks ago in the middle of December.
That special woman is Jennifer, a retired teacher who also knows what it's like to lose her first love.
I lost my husband, Bill, in May of 2012, and that was a hard year. I lost my husband in 2012 in May, and 7 months later, my father passed away. And I was very, very close to my father, so the 2 most important men in my life were gone within 7 months.
The 2 often talk about their first loves and support each other.
Sometimes I'll catch her shedding a tear, and she'll catch me shedding a tear, and we'll just say, one of those moments, huh?
Yes.
And we just hug each other and get us through it. So.
Exactly.
And together, they've gotten back into the dairy cow business. Well, sorta.
Our Jersey calf is our pet. Her name's Lucy.
I've never had a Jersey before. So that was my surprise birthday present this year in October. And she's amazing.
Amazing, just like their Georgia farm life.
Our new pet.
While we were there, we also recorded a brand new episode of the Louisiana Farm Life podcast with Zippy and Jennifer. In essence, it's the TV interview unedited. Now, in the episode, we talk more about the importance of rural mental health and what made President Duvall realize its importance. It's a great conversation, and you can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts right now. You can go look for it right now. We'll link you to that episode and more on our website at twilatv.org. And it was just so refreshing to sit down with him as just a farmer. And he was so gracious and took us all around his farm. Something that didn't make the story and didn't make the podcast, when we were out touring his fields in his pastures with the cattle, it was Monica Velasquez and I, the golf cart ran out of battery.
Oh.
It's like,
that's no good.
Yeah, so he had to go and he went get his truck and towed it on back. I got to steer it back and everything. But it was just one of those really humanizing moments where, you know, he's a farmer where things go wrong and he finds ways to overcome it. I mean, just like the way he took an old dairy barn or our old poultry house and turned it into a dairy barn. It was really, really cool.
He's always had a special place in my heart because he reminds me of somebody that I grew up with. My dad, same type of farming operation, so I've always liked Zippy a lot.
Yep, well, we hope he stays there for quite a while. Still to come on This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, we take you to the mountains of North Georgia for some breathtaking views and a tasty story.
More coverage from the American Farm Bureau Convention in Atlanta is coming up. Stay with us.